Culture speech, October 3rd. We have my brother, my mother, my father, my sister, and my friend. Okay. Alright. So, if there's one thing I've learned from history, is that the human being is a very curious being. Generation by generation, the human population has expanded rapidly to different areas of the planet. Imagine being the first human being to set foot on an empty piece of land. Today, I will talk to you about the indigenous Maori tribe that originated in New Zealand. While doing this research, I learned two things. There are different views in life. Not every individual on this planet thinks like you and me. If we think everyone should agree with our point of views, then we are foolish because we set a limitation for our knowledge to grow. My interest in the Maori started whenever my church had international missionary assignments. My family got assigned to do New Zealand. As I was doing my research on New Zealand, the Maori indigenous tribe kept popping up. And as they kept popping up, I had questions. Who are they? What different lifestyles do they have compared to me? Now, to give you a brief idea on who the Maori were, I will inform you on where they migrated from, their clothing, and their day-to-day lifestyles. First, let's discuss where they originated from. The first Maoris to set foot in New Zealand were from East Polynesia. East Polynesia were multiple scattered islands east of New Zealand. Now, there's archaeological evidence that the first arrival of the Maori people was around 1200 to 1300. As you can see here, this little island right here is New Zealand, and east of it was East Polynesia. Now, as I was doing my research, I wondered, now, if New Zealand originated from East Polynesia, where did the East Polynesians come from? So as I went deeper, I found out that there's modern research that the ancestors of all Polynesians come from the indigenous of Taiwan. These people began their epic journey heading south of Asia, island hopping for many years before finally reaching their new homes, settling in New Zealand. Now that you know a little bit where they originated from, now I'm going to talk about their clothing. You see, the main reason for their clothing was for protection against elements such as wind, rain, and the cold. While arriving in New Zealand, the Maori indigenous called New Zealand the land of the long white cloud. The reason for this was because New Zealand faced high levels of rain all throughout the year. During the months of June all the way to August, New Zealand faced high temperatures and low temperatures of 53 to 61 degrees. Now, the cold temperatures with the rain mixed together was really bad on the Maoris, so they needed to find ways in order to warm each other up. So, as you see here, my little sister has a very good replica of what they used to wear. See, they used to wear headsets and garments that protected their full body from the rain, the wind, and the cold. See, this is how they stayed warm. See, their Maoris, in order to make their clothes, they used a lot of resources from their land. They were very, connected to their land. So they would use vegetation, animal skins, and natural fibers to make their clothing. Clothing for the Maori wasn't only used for protection. Many of their clothing revealed the person's status and enhanced the clothing's appeal. So there's an interesting fact that I found out that if the leader of a tribe has really good garments or really good clothes, it makes the whole tribe look good. So, as we know, if you dress good, you look good, you feel good. Okay, now this was only used for the colder times. During the warmer weather, women used to wear waist garments and tops. As shown here, women used the waist garments, also men, but the men didn't really wear anything for their upper body, only the women. So, finally, now that you know what their clothing was like, I really want to talk about their day-to-day lifestyles. Now, to me, this was the most important because I really wanted to see what differences they had from my lifestyle. So, as you can see here, the Maori men and women viewed tattoos as a very sacred thing. So, the more tattoos a man had, the more higher of a rank they had. With women, it wasn't as much tattoos. They only wore tattoos on their chin. So, if they had the tattoos, that signified they were of high rank. If no tattoos were shown, that means they were of low rank. Now, other than tattoos, during their lifestyles, they also played a lot of sports. Sports played a big role in their lifestyles. So, many of them played sports for fun, many for strength training, and many for memorization. Not only was it a, sport training where it trained your muscles, it also trained their minds. So, some popular sports that they took part in was water sports. Think about it, they were surrounded all by sea. So some of the sea sports were boarding riding, body surfing, and riding the waves in canoes. Many Maoris at an early age, as my sister here, were experts of the sea and knew how to swim perfectly. These sports were generally made to test their capabilities and to strengthen their weaker areas. In conclusion, the Maori were very intelligent. Many were experts of the ocean and loved to be surrounded by the family. They were very respectful towards everything they encountered. They believed that everything they encountered, including the land, plants, everything, had a spirit, so they were very connected to everything. These points I shared with you all was to explain how the Maori lived and where they originally came from. We need to strive to learn about other cultures so we know how to treat others. Now that you know how the Maori live, I urge you to learn about different cultures. We live in a world full of different point of views, and every point of view can be beneficial for the human race to live in harmony. And as the Maori would say, noho oramai. Thank you.